And welcome in everybody to Waffle Board Breaks. How you doing? How you doing? Obviously, it's Wednesday. Took an extra day to fill this tonight, but I don't mind. Obviously, I was available to do both those. We'll do the same thing tomorrow, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We will go live again with the claim post on Facebook. If we break it, of course, if we fill it, of course, we'll get close. We'll break it tomorrow night. Worst case scenario, we can do it on Friday night. But we'll definitely see how it goes. 31 boxes will be tomorrow. We have 32 today. Absolutely crazy odds, getting better every break. 32 boxes today, 31 tomorrow if we fill it. Of course, we have 30 and 29 definitely for Sunday. So the spots are live on eBay. So get your bids in now. Obviously, we'll end whatever hits tonight and whatever hits tomorrow/Friday, depending on when we do the next box. But just one box tonight, one box tomorrow or Friday when we fill it, and then of course the double box on Sunday. That'll get us down to 28, of course, after the two boxes on Sunday, which means we have at least another two boxes to go after Sunday. Looks like we'll do two. Right now, we're still going to do two next week, but we could drop it down to one. We'll see how we feel or how I feel. But of course, I mean, like I said, I expected this to, be slow fill, but of course, it did take an extra day. But I don't mind. Like I said, I don't mind. It takes an extra day to fill. Last couple spots drop down for you guys. I don't mind that as well. But like I said, it's pretty good room. Obviously, if we have a little lighter cast sometimes on our midweek stuff, but I think we got a good. Let me see how many people we got. 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, I think 13 different people, which is pretty good. We got Greg K in tonight, Nick F, Big Al, of course. We just watched him over breaking his last Series 14 East Coast box. It was a Andre Vasilevsky. I don't know who had the spot. I did not see that, but I did see that was the last Series 14. He is getting Series 15. I believe they've arrived already, or they will soon for East Coast. Pretty similar headliner list. Make sure you guys check that out if you haven't over at Big Al's, or if you check over on East Coast website to check out their Series 15, which is now live. Of course, who else we got? We got Thomas M. Welcome back in, Thomas M. Hope you've been good and bad. Like I said, I know you had some rough health last couple weeks. I'm looking for some good days for you. Obviously, it's been hot depending on where you are in the country, stormy depending on where you are as well. But I expect it to be pretty hot here in the Philly area tomorrow. But it's been raining on and off the last couple of days. But we'll see how it goes into the weekend. Who else we got? We got Brett G and JG, father-son duo, have spots. Steve S, of course, he recently hit on Sunday, so he's in with some spots tonight. Of course, got his Isles and then a couple others. Of course, I think he was the closer, so looking for the closer mojo to keep his heater going. We got who else? We got Daryl L in tonight, and Dale C has his spots. He's got a couple, I believe. Who else we're looking at? Ty, welcome in. Devin D, CK, of course, our regular Mike Z in with some spots. And I think that's everybody. I think it's a 13 or so. I think pretty good crowd. Like I said, we're missing our Sunday regulars. Of course, I think Ron's been out for the last couple breaks, but we have some regulars only in on Sundays on eBay spots. But like I said, get to those spots, get your bids in. Spots are live on eBay starting yesterday, so you guys could get over there at your leisure and get your minimum bids in, or stake your claims, or get your lights on for when you come in hot and heavy on Sunday. Like I said, we'll be down to 30 boxes and 29 boxes after doing one tomorrow or Friday, depending on when it fills. So, like I said, it's in right now the hockey. There's still some free agents out there looking to get signed. Actually, I saw an article about whether or not Tarasenko would be a fit with Tampa, and I was thinking that even independently. So it was good to see that. I mean, I never heard any buzz about whether or not they're close to signing him, but he's definitely somebody that I think they should think about. Of course, they're talking about I told you whether or not Taves will come back to join Kane in like the final tour with Chicago, which would be kind of cool. Like I said, I mean it's I mean I know Chicago hasn't had any trouble selling tickets recently with Bedard there, but I know he's going to be out beginning of the season, so it'd be kind of cool to see King Taves. I mean, it'd be nice if they can kind of put things together a little bit and mature as a team and kind of make a playoff run. It'd be good to see Bedard get into the playoffs, so he'll definitely be back later in the season. But at the same time, I mean, obviously they're not quite there yet. Finishing in the bottom, half dozen teams every year over the last half dozen seasons, like trying to build a winner, and that's what you got to do. You got, like I said, you got to have a smart front office. Like you said, there's lots of upheaval, obviously, over in Detroit with Stevie Y out. They're kind of figuring out what they're doing. I'm not sure if that was. I don't think it was done with intent to keep Dylan Larkin. I think if Dylan Larkin could get moved, I don't think that'd be an issue. I think they're looking to return value if they do move him. It's kind of tough, like you said, especially when you have a player that's kind of has declared publicly that he wants out. And I'm not sure if that could be mended, but I'm sure like he was pretty much beloved by the fan base there, and they have some good young players on Detroit, so it's tough for them to decide that they have to move on from a player like Dylan Larkin and to expect to get some sort of comparable value back. It's kind of tough. Obviously, they control the situation with the contract and everything, but you don't want to have an unhappy player, and especially when you have a young team trying to build chemistry. And Detroit would like to get back to being a regular playoff contender, as they've been many times in their history, as one of the bigger fan bases as an original six team, with many Stanley Cup championships over their history. From the obviously Gordie Howe to Lindsay era, and of course then you get into the Stevie Y era and Lidstrom, and obviously they would like to become a regular playoff contender again. Like I said, it's always good. It's better when I always feel it's better when those original six teams are good. It's not essential for the health of the league, because the expansion has proved to be successful. Many of the locations they've chosen, there have been a couple, whiffs. Of course, Atlanta failed again, kind of miserably. So I mean, they're looking about them possibly getting another team, but the teams that have done, I mean, San Jose hasn't won a cup yet, but of course Vegas, that expansion went glowingly. They been to the finals 3 times in a decade, which is impressive, having won a cup. And you can obviously even talking about Florida and Tampa dominating for pretty much the last decade. So I mean, those teams have done well. Even the teams that have moved, obviously Dallas, moved from Minnesota and won a cup, and obviously Minnesota is a hotbed of hockey in the middle of America. So them having a Spanish team is important. They've made some moves to get back to the elite team. They're a good team. They have one of the top offensive talents in the game, and Kaprizov, and they made the move for Quinn Hughes. And then whether or not that could happen long term, I mean, we'll see if there's an extension coming there, which is most likely. But there's always going to be talk, with the Hugheses somehow joining each other. Devils are taking their steps to make become a continue to playoff performer. And like I said, it's. I mean, you'll see players move. Obviously, players like to play. Many of them like to play with their family members. Obviously, it's not unsurprising to see Brady Tkachuk end up playing with Keith Tkachuk in Florida, but that's something that you didn't expect was going to happen immediately. There was no, talk of that happening leading into the move actually being made. I mean, obviously, once players start to indicate they're not going to be with their teams long term, the teams have to be smart. So I'm not surprised that the Kachucks ended up together, but at the same time, it's tough under a cap world making players like that fit. I mean, Keith Brady Tkachuk is relatively expensive as far as players go, and Florida has some pretty big ticket players as well. But then they moved on from the goalie. Bobrovsky's not getting paid the big bucks in Florida anymore. He's now key to Toronto, making their cup run, and we'll see what happens there. Like I said, Bobrovsky has won Vezina in Columbus, cups in Florida. Of course, he was drafted by the Flyers, but We'll see if he's able to continue his Hall of Fame resume by winning with the Leafs. And like I said, it's a Leafs another one of those teams where it'd be good for him to be, a playoff contender. Detroit, Chicago, and Toronto are kind of been, in the bottom half of teams. Obviously, Toronto hasn't won. I mean, they've been to the playoffs and knocked out pretty much early every chance they got. But then, of course, you have the Rangers. And the Rangers have been to some finals recently. Of course, they won 94, but it'd be good to see them well. So there's your four American original six teams. Well, you have Toronto and Montreal. Montreal is clearly one of the best teams in the league, stacked with young talent. So look at those teams. It's good to see the original six teams do well. But at the same time, you want to see the teams that haven't won get there. You would like to see the Buffaloes, the Vancouvers, the Sharks, of course. Jackson's not quite ready to make that jump yet, but they keep drafting well, but they're not able to retain their pieces. That's the other player. Talking about Marchenko, where he's going to go. Columbus was talking about dealing him. Obviously the Montreals and the Edmontons and everybody has a need for forward. Has talked about making a deal for him. I'm not sure what it'll take, but he's probably the biggest name out there that's available for trade as of right now. But there are some nice available unsigned vets. We'll see where they end up. But like I said, we're kind of in a slow period for hockey, but got lots of breaks going on elsewhere. Make sure you get over to Whatnot. Nick Epp is still doing that. I believe he's doing private shows Tuesday and Thursday. So if you need invites, reach out to me or reach out to Nick directly and try to get that, because he does Whatnot shows Tuesday and Thursday, like $40 shows. He starts with, he does 3 or 4 a night, tries 2. But yeah, of course, has the East Coast stuff and his multi-sport stuff, has hockey in there as well, this weekend stuff. So make sure you get over that. And Daryl, of course, he's ready to reload up. I think he's down to 35 as our box tomorrow or Friday. It opens, I think. So obviously he'll be doing another one to open up early next week at some point after he opens this next box. But there's some great stuff. Obviously he hit, I think, Edmonton Oilers, but Paul Colson, which is like a alternate reverse retro, I think, or an alternate jersey. That was cool. And then of course I hit the Hudson a while back here. But it's like I said, there's good jerseys out there, depending on what you're chasing. We got some huge names to hit now here. Obviously, we're getting closer and closer. Like I said, I don't care what comes out. I know you guys got some monster chases, and you guys have been chasing after for a long time. We've been working around the last couple of reloads. We're down to just 6 boxes each from May and June. We still have 13 from the July reload of the 16. So we've hit 3 from the July reload. There's still 13 boxes, and now we just have 6 left from each of the 2 past reloads. I think it was 13 on the June. I think one is 16 on the May. I think so, but still 6 boxes left from each of those runs. Then, of course, on the right, we have our trigger box, box 17. Box 17 hits. We will open up another box completely free. So I kind of want to get ready to do the reload soon, because that trigger box would happen, obviously, any night. And then, of course, it'll trigger a completely free box to you guys, because I love you guys as a break community so much. I'm willing to do that. So that'll be kind of a freebie box. 17 hits. Whatever's in there, of course, we know who should be in there, and that will go to that person, and then we'll open up another box like it never happened. So that's kind of cool, completely free. We have 2 double boxes below that, and then 2 single boxes on the bottom as well. So we're getting there. Like I said, we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different runs have boxes available, including 3 single runs and 2 double runs. And then pretty much it's a nice bunch, 6, 6, and 13 after that. I think I have, I think, one more jersey that should show up Friday. That'll get me to the 13, I think I'm going to load up with. Those pictures will go up probably this weekend, Friday maybe. I'll try to get a collage up there soon for you guys. Maybe I'll do that either today or tomorrow. Just get you a picture of some of the jerseys in this reload, which is, like I said, it's a fun batch, but I actually don't have my phone down here, so I'll probably do it tomorrow. So those collages, previews will go up, and then, of course, the full jersey pictures will be coming up at some point in time, most likely this weekend. They should have everything in house. If not by prior to the end of Friday, by Sunday at some point in time. But so we're getting there. So good luck, everybody. This is our last double box on Sunday before the reload goes in. What's up? What's up? What's up, Daryl? Good to see you tonight. I know you got stuff coming from Big Eye. I know you're getting ready to reload. You'll be down. I think you're at 45, so you'll be down to 44, I guess, and then you're gonna reload. I don't know, half dozen. I don't know how many are going back in with this new batch for you, but that's gonna be fun to see. So, like I said, I love those breaks as well. It's always fun, always fun. Like I said, we got one box tonight, 32 boxes up there, so it's 1 in 32 for you guys to hit tonight. Of course, 17 is a wild card box, so that gives you guys, you really have 1 in 31 to hit because that box will open another box completely free. No matter what. So box 17, root for your numbers if you know where your numbers are for your spots, or box 17 because that opens up another one. So that's gonna be fun. So what are you looking at there? On Monday they're coming in. Okay. Like we're going in, very good. Sturk Eagles going in. Okay, like I said, I know you got some good stuff coming. So that's gonna be fun whenever I see you got a big package coming from Al. So like I said, I know you have stuff you have to travel over the border to pick up your stuff and they come in packages. So that'd be fun though. It's always nice to get a nice big package. I haven't won enough or gotten anything ordered that I got like a huge shipment. I had stuff going out. That usually happens with me with my my JSA package. I have a couple coming in that have to go out for JSA COAs, and so I think I have 4 now. So that'll probably be next week. I'll ship them out. They won't be part of this reload, but I probably have 4 jerseys going out to JSA right now for COAs. So they'll be in the next reload. They won't be in this August reload. They'll probably be in September. So, but we're getting there. So slowly but surely. And of course, we'll be in the season at that point in time. I know tons of stuff is going on. Baseball's got the dog days of August right now. So it's nothing but heat in baseball right now. Though football, like I said, football is coming on. I think there's a preseason game, the Hall of Fame Bowl. I guess that's preseason game is coming up like this next week or so. So we're getting there. Football is right there. Obviously, as a Canes fan, having them lost the championship last year based on the final play. I mean, they were down to the last chance to do an interception, but so they weren't like on the cusp of winning, but they were right there. So I mean, it's the Canes kind of just ran out of time. But with their transfers and stuff and recruiting wise, they got a pretty good team coming back. Lost 2 NFL caliber defensive ends. Of course, the quarterback is gone, but they brought in a new one, so it's gonna be fun. Oh, they finally arrived. Okay, it's always like I said back in the days. I mean, it was always great when the season tickets would show up in the mail. I mean, obviously nowadays, I'm not even sure they send you stuff, physical copies anymore. But it used to be an event back in the old days when your either season tickets or your partial passes would show up in the mail. It was always like a big deal. But I mean, it's not quite as cool anymore as it used to be. I'm not sure how they deal with Montreal. Montreal still kind of sticks a little bit to the old school ways of a lot of the physical passes. But I know the Flyers don't even though they send physical tickets anymore. So different nowadays, but it's still kind of cool. Like I said, it was always a fun event when your passes would arrive in the mail. You used to come in strips. You just have to separate them. It was obviously with an NHL team, you're looking at 40 something. Now we're going more games, right? We're doing, was it 84 game seasons next year? I think they expanded next year to go in 84 games. So that'd be what, 41? So 42 would be 42 home games, right? It's in the 84 games, 84, yeah. So you get 42 home games plus whatever preseason tickets you get them as well. Then now they've changed the preseason style where you only play like another team or two. It's weird the way that the preseason, like I said, I guess you're like 6 or 7, 8 total. They shorten the amount of preseason games. Obviously, players don't want to play and get hurt in preseason games, but they still need some live action. And you play the same team, I guess, during the preseason. Is it 1 or 2? I don't even know if it's 3. It might just be one other team you play every game of the preseason. So it's kind of weird doing it that way, but I guess it saves on travel, especially when you shorten the preseason. But there could be built up some animosity because, I don't know, I don't know if Tampa plays Florida every preseason game. That's a lot of bad blood between those two franchises. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, yes, that's the thing. It's digital, the digital wallet. I mean, they can only make it as cool as it can get since everybody's got digital tickets now. But yeah, it used to be really nice back in the old day. I remember with the Flyers tickets, Eagles too. Obviously, and the baseball, you get 80 something tickets or 160 because if you get a pair of tickets, I mean, they would come in booklets and you'd actually be able to separate them. Obviously, that's when back to the people, would save and keep the tickets from special games, which is it was big money. I mean, now they're huge collectibles. You see some of the famous games. The game from the first Jordan Bulls game was sold for big money recently. Obviously, the momentous games, those ticket stubs or full tickets are always going to be big money, but that doesn't even exist anymore. So that's completely gone. But like I said, it's a little different with hockey. Like I said, I came here last time. I actually had a physical ticket. Obviously, you print out the tickets and you have it in paper, and of course, it's just the barcode they scanned, and then you just throw it in the trash anyway. It's not quite the same anymore, but it's still fun. So, like I said, let's get going then. Just the one box tonight. I want to make you guys wait around. Let's get this going. Like I said, the new box will list tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And they said if we fill it, we'll break it tomorrow night. If it has to go until Friday, I don't mind. I'd rather not, but we'll see what we can do. So hopefully we fill that tomorrow. I know we had a couple people that weren't here on Tuesday when it listed. Of course, we changed it back to Tuesday and Thursday. Threw off a couple people, I think. But some of them swooped in and grabbed spots in the overnight or the next day early. So here we are, completely filled up. Thank you much, everybody. We'll see what happens. Like I said, Steve is on a bit of a heater, and he's got closer mojo. So we'll see if that affects for him. Everybody else has their spots. Good luck to everybody. I'm excited to see what we got. So let me see. Where's my let's get my randoms. Where's my dice roller and my lists? Okay, let's do it. Good luck, everybody. There we go. Okay. And as you guys know, 5 or more, we're going to come up with the dice roll to see how many times we're going to do our list. Jersey boxes are all here still in order. 61 is from our most recent one, the July stuff. 46 through 61. A couple spots we've hit. Like I said, we've hit 3. We've had to skip a couple. 47 was skipped. So we're ready to go. So good luck, everybody. 5 or more on a dice roll. See what we got. It is 6 times. 6 times on the list. Here we go. I think we had 6 and 7 on Sunday. So we'll see where it comes tonight. So good luck, everybody. 6 times the list. Here we go. 1. 32 boxes. There it is. Let me see. 2. 3. 4. 5. And the box tonight. Good luck, everybody. It's going to be box number 57. 57 is in the reload. There it is. 6 times. Box 57. 6 times. Box 57. Of course, 13 of the 32 were from the reload. So that was a likely location for the box. So 57 it is. I'll end that so we don't have it for tomorrow or Friday. There we go. 57 it is. Okay, good luck. Good luck. Okay, like I said, 13 boxes from this reload. That was the most common, the most of the jerseys, 13 of the 32. Pretty much a 1 in 3 shot. Have actually even better, we would hit that. So here we go. 57. 57 it is. Where's my list? We have some nice people in this one. Let me see. Good crowd, too. Let me see. Here we go. Let me see. Oh, there's closer mojo here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different people. Man, here we go. Good luck, everybody. 57 it is. Of course, tomorrow night, 31 boxes. So get ready for that. Like I said, if you don't fill it tomorrow, we can always fill it overnight into Friday. But I'd like to see if we get it done tomorrow, but I'm available to break both nights, so not a problem. Box 57, 1 in 32. Actually, this is a pretty jersey. I don't even know who has this. Louis Erickson Reebok on the Dallas Stars. Very, very nice. Louis Erickson. There it is. JSA COA. It's one of the ones I submitted myself. JSA Louis Erickson. Very nice old school Reebok. I don't have any fins on the midweeks though, so I think it's a fin, right? It's not Swede. You think it's a fin? Louis Erickson might be a Swede. There it is. Louis Erickson. Dallas Stars. Very, very nice. Like the Reebok stuff. Dallas Stars logos on the sleeves. Of course, just a rep, not a pro jersey. No face strap on the reps. But this is the black Dallas Stars. It's like the most custom-looking jerseys they did back when they did that. Dallas Stars, of course, it is a licensed jersey. Reebok, they went with the Dallas Stars name on the front with the number. Obviously, he doesn't have a letter on his jersey. But Louis Erickson, very, very nice. The black, it's not green, the green. No, it's all black on the Stars jerseys. Very, very nice. Let's see what Louis tonight. Louis Erickson, he was a claim spot. He goes to Nick F. Boom. Congratulations, Nick F. Stay hot as well. You're on a bit of a heater. You hit Sunday as well as Steve S. So there you go. Nick F's been hot here. He's been hot elsewhere too. So there you go. Congratulations to Nick on that one. Congratulations. Sorry for everybody. Of course, it did not hit. Right now, it's the Nick F show. He's hit Sunday, hit tonight. I don't remember did I ship something out for him last week? I don't remember. I know he may have gone a little while since he hit, but now there he is. 2 hits in 2 nights. I don't remember. I don't remember if he hit the first one or the second one on. So he might be the second one. That might be back to back for him. I have to look that over. So, but congratulations, Nick, for the Louis Erickson. Maybe back to back for you. You're now the winner of record for the next box. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. We have the claim goes up 8 p.m. Eastern time. Hope to get it filled. If not, we can definitely try to do it by Friday. But yeah, there it is. Louis Erickson. I remember seeing that. There was no doubt in my mind it was a Louis Erickson autograph. And I shipped it out to JSA myself. Very nice on the black style. Like I said, they look like customs back when the Stars did that with their jerseys. But there we go. Very nice. Congratulations. Everybody else, your odds are now you've got even better. 1 in 31 tomorrow. So make sure you get back. Grab your spots. 1 in 31, the odds of your spot hitting. So, and of course, we do have the freebie. So 17 hits, we open up another box. So you got 2 shots. If we hit box 17, we open up another box completely free for you guys. So congratulations again to Nick. Thank you, everybody, for being involved, getting those filled. Obviously, I think I have a box set up. Whatever hits today, and then, of course, whatever hits tomorrow, I'll be able to ship everything out on Saturday. So as of right now, I think I have 2 of his jerseys to ship out. So congratulations to him. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you guys back here 8 p.m. Eastern time on Facebook for the claim post. So there you go. Till then, very, very nice. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Waffle Board Breaks is out. Take care, guys.